What's good, y'all? Back in my day, like most kids, I was a big mobile gamer. I played all types of games, from open world games, first person shooters. I was even cold on Subway Surfers. But sports games were always my go-to genre, specifically basketball, soccer, and football. A bunch of companies made these sports games such as 2K Sports, Dream League, Big Win, Sports Heads, and many others. But the one company that had the genre on lock was Surprisingly EA Sports. And I say surprisingly because the way EA handled their console games and mobile games were completely different. Around 2014-2018, EA treated their mobile games nearly flawlessly and made some of the best sports games in handheld gaming history. Today we'll be going through the peak and fall off of EA's big three: NBA Live, FIFA, and Madden Mobile. At the end, we'll discuss what actually went wrong with these games because they all had a pretty similar fate, but let's move on with the video. Starting off with the game I played the most, NBA Live Mobile. Now in 2016, EA announced the release of NBA Live Mobile, the first ever basketball mobile game EA has ever released. Before we continue, let's take a step back and look what EA was doing with the console version of their game. NBA Live 16 was a game that I never played personally, but really nobody played this game in the first place. This game sold less than 10k copies in its first month. That's worse than Tom McDonald's first week album sales. And when you compare that to NBA 2K16's first week sales at 4 million, it's safe to say that NBA 2K was the leader of the basketball game genre on console. But in the mobile world, 2K didn't have much dominance. NBA 2K16 mobile wasn't bad, but it also wasn't cheap. You had to pay $8 to play this game. And for an app targeted towards kids, I wasn't paying a damn thing to play something on my phone. But once NBA Live came out with their mobile version and made it free to play, they had everyone's attention. And EA actually ended up releasing a fire game. What I loved most about this game was the simplicity of it. You had so many different options to choose from, and the interface made it a very simple experience. You could play head to head, the season mode, challenges, live events, and drills that will help you upgrade your team and players. Pack openings in the auction house was playable without having to spend your real life money, and when you grinded on this game, it felt like a great challenge. Though the graphics weren't that great, the gameplay and the experience made up for it. The community was at its peak during this time as well, and when you look at where the community is at right now, it's not even comparable. NBA Live Mobile in 2016 was arguably the greatest basketball mobile game of all time, and it's something I'm really sad the new generation missed out on. But now let's move on to the next EA game, FIFA Mobile. Specifically its peak, FIFA 14. Now FIFA 14 on console was great, but the mobile version of the game I argue was even better. The amount of options you had on this game was insane. You could play Ultimate Team, Manager Mode, Tournaments, Penalty Shootout, and Kickoff all in one app. Now I have a strong love for this game because on my 10th birthday, my parents gave me an iPod 4 and FIFA 14 was one of the first games I downloaded. And looking back, I thought that it was nostalgia that made me love this game so much. But nah, when you compare it to current FIFA games, it is deadass better than anything FIFA's released. You know how I talked about not wanting to buy NBA 2K16 mobile as a kid because I'm not paying for no mobile game? This game was my exception. I ended up asking my dad to pay $5 so I had more teams to play with on kickoff because that mode was just that good. Most of the time, companies won't make their mobile game good because they still want you to purchase the actual console version, but FIFA 14 in my opinion was just as good as its console counterpart. And when you talk about the greatest handheld games of all time, FIFA 14 is in that conversation. Lastly, we have Madden Mobile, specifically Madden Mobile 16. Now I'm not gonna lie, this game I didn't play that much just because I'm not a huge football fan, but I love sports in general. So of course when I heard my friends playing this game, I had to hop on, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a great time playing it. The one thing I remember that stood out to me the most was the gameplay. And I had to admit that Madden 16 Mobile had the best gameplay out of all the EA games. It felt like I was playing an actual console game in my hand. But it's crazy because in 2024, I'd rather play Retro Bowl than Madden Mobile right now. All in all, EA Sports once had the perfect formula when it came to mobile sports games. But now, that formula is non-existent in these current games they're publishing, and they all have a similar reason to why. First off, the games became way more complicated. NBA Live, FIFA 14, and Madden Mobile 16 all had one thing in common. Everything was right in front of you. But nowadays, you have to go through so many hoops to play and upgrade your team, it feels unplayable. And now it seems that the interface is always trying to guide you into buying some coins. The auction house in all three games used to be ran by the people, but now, EA controls it with certain price caps you can put on cards, and also a limit on how many packs you can open in a day. In FIFA 14, you could play so many modes, but now they limit you to Ultimate Team, and game modes nobody asked for like attack mode. And the community for all of these games all want the old format back, but unfortunately EA just got too greedy. They never listen to what the consumer actually wants, but instead just try to find new ways to get their fans to buy their microtransactions. This pretty much goes for the console version as well, besides NBA Live. Now let me know how you feel about this in the comment section below. I personally don't even play mobile games like that anymore, especially when you compare it to when I was younger. But even if I wanted to, these sports games don't give me a reason to do it at all. Thank y'all for watching this video. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.